In a different context, schools and the metro system reopened in Brussels today after being closed since the weekend over a serious and imminent terror threat, fearing a Paris-style attack in which 130 people were killed. Belgium has nevertheless extended a maximum security alert in Brussels until next Monday. I-24 News correspondent Uri Shapira has more.
Europe is slowly returning to normal, but this normality is quite different from life before the horrific Paris attacks. Metro stations and schools in Brussels reopened Wednesday after a 5-day shutdown. However, Belgium remains on high alert, with hundreds more soldiers and police deployed in the streets. Residents had mixed reactions to the new measures.
On the one hand, I have complete trust in the school because I know the team is very well together. But on the other hand, I question the decisions taken by the government because it's incoherent.
On Tuesday, Belgium issued an international arrest warrant for an individual allegedly linked to key Paris attack suspect Salah Abdesalam. The 30-year-old man named Mohamed Abrini was shown driving with Abdel Salam at a fuel station in northern France 2 days before the attacks. Meanwhile, in France, tension is also high. 8,000 police officers are set to patrol the borders ahead of the COP21 climate conference, which begins next week.
My message is very simple. Do not drive on November 29 and 30. It's something that can't be overlooked. Everything is set up with public transportation so that everyone can move according to their needs. They can go to work and do all the activities that are necessary for our city. But really, people need to forget about driving on November 29 and 30.
And in Germany, more details are coming in regarding the soccer game that was called off in Hanover last week due to bomb threats. According to Stern magazine, German authorities received information from Israeli intelligence on an immediate threat at the friendly match between Germany and the Netherlands, information that led to the evacuation of the entire stadium. According to German media, a car bomb was found near the stadium, but this information has not been confirmed.
And with me right now here in the studio is Amir Oren, defense and government analyst for Arts Daily newspaper. Good evening.
Good evening.
And also Ali Wakat, senior Middle East analyst. Good evening. So we were just sitting here yesterday talking about a panic in Paris, and it seems that they refuse in Europe to take any chances or any risks about what is about to happen or about what is happening already.
This is characteristic of societies which are first underprepared and then overprepared, as if there is an average. But they shouldn't have been indifferent or complacent about the threat to begin with, because there were indications, perhaps not credible alerts regarding certain places and times, but they should have been on the alert. And now that the threat has been implemented, we have seen the terror act. Now they are acting as if it is still going on. And of course, this is playing into the terrorists' hands. They shouldn't do much more, the terrorists. They should only speak with each other, threatening, and then the authorities do not take a chance. And this is a vicious circle. And it is high time for both the French and the Belgian authorities to go back to normal.
And it seems that Europe is under blockade because of this situation by itself. Paris attacks, much of Europe remains on the edge. Natalie Ehrlich, host of the I-24 News Economy magazine, was in Amsterdam this week to gauge public opinion. Here is her report.
Amsterdam, Europe's most liberal city, and possibly the world's. Sex, drugs, bicycles, and Van Gogh. City liberty apparently at ease despite horrific attacks on Paris last week.
A few days after that was slow, but now it's picking up again, and last weekend was good.
I worried a little, but maybe I think it's safe here.
But despite what some residents and tourists here might have you think, Europe is on edge. Neighboring Belgium on lockdown over the weekend, a string of scares in France and even Germany. Stadiums evacuated, planes grounded. One of the suspects of the Paris attacks is still on the run, and authorities have expanded their search here to the Netherlands as well. Still, some locals observe changes.
I have the feeling that many people who come to Amsterdam instead of going to Brussels after this weekend.
and others foresee potentially bigger ones.
So if it's going to be repeated, so every 2 weeks something will happen somewhere in Europe, people will eventually get more scared, and I think people will leave the larger cities and go live on the countryside.
All in all, it's business here as usual in Amsterdam. Perhaps the Dutch are not letting on how they really feel, or there's simply nothing they can do except to stay calm and be Dutch. Reporting from Amsterdam, Natalie Ehrlich.